guess I could let that play for a moment. What's up, everybody? We got everything working here. Everything's streaming. Everything's good. Hit the right buttons. All right. I think we're okay. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Yeah, I filmed that last night. That was the 10th try from concept to scouting to finding a couple of trees and learning that trees are actually mostly solid now. That worked out pretty good. Pretty good timing, too. It worked out with the music a little bit in a couple spots. But anyway, what's up, everybody? We got some of the early crew in here that I saw. We had Gassy Masher, Frank78, Joe Russ left for bed. And for some reason, Gas Master's talking about heat pumps and shit when it's over 100 degrees out. That's fun. Boink. What's up there, buddy? Kevin Hardesty, hello. C2S, what is going on here? How are you doing? Josh Hooman, welcome. Let's see, I think Chris was in there earlier. I see I got Mr. S. Liz, what's up? Our queen has arrived. David Garcia, Clive C. What's up, guys, gals, everybody? Got the right camera up, that's good. So we still don't have the replacement fittings yet, but they are in the States. They should be here for next week. I did figure out more stuff about where this goes so we can progress with a bunch of it. I got the wrenches so we can tighten the spark plugs. We can set the valves, put the intake on, put the valve covers on, and then kind of start the layout. I got a fan for the, I got a fan for the radio. I think it'll work fine. It's a PWM fan, but it's a 3-wire PWM, which if I remember right, that means you just fucking run 12 volts to it and it just runs full ass anyway. What's up, someone bloody around? Can't we just pump the heat into a hole in the ground like we do with the trash? Oh yeah, that worked fine. I think he was using Linux Mint Cinnamon. Yeah, can't, God, I don't remember. Can't like DD do something like that? Do a direct copy of bit by bit? I forget. I haven't had to do that in ages. Nowadays, I'd rather just wipe everything out, but yeah, I get it if you're going like hard drive to SSD or slow SSD to better SSD, but yeah, I haven't had to do that in a while. What's up, Delta Mike? All right. I guess first let's start with the oh, I forgot about the phone call. All right, so we'll pretend we took a phone call and we'll just do a toast thing because I forgot about that. I did get the microphone outside though, so we can get that turned on. What's up, TJ? TJ, did you? I don't know if you want to get back in the scum, but did you see the thing about the little server I got set up for everybody? I do believe you're already on the invite list if you want to mess around with that. But anyway, cheers to air conditioning. Cheers to air conditioning. Because it was 106 yesterday. It's going to be pretty hot tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow is the day I'll be out in the middle of the asphalt at the ports, but I'm kind of hoping it rains. If it gets that hot, then by all means, if I'm going to be soaked with sweat, I might as well just be soaked with water. Ah, you got a private? Okay, got your own deal going. Nice, nice. You know, if you got a computer good enough, you can run that shit locally too. If your internet and computer are good enough. I may actually move your mom to my server downstairs once I know the server files are not going to be updated over and over again. Who's getting their asses felt? No AC in my tent. Yeah, I guess not. Not really. Watch the stream. Come off the blacktop if it rains. Yeah. Oh, the steam. Yeah. That's one good thing about the company I work for. They understand that in the winter, you're probably never going to turn your van off so that you have a place to go where it's warm. And in the summer, you're going to leave your van running, hopefully not overheated, because you need to go somewhere where it's like cold. And they actually have some new policy. Well, I don't know how, some heat policy that they're supposedly doing but haven't done, or I don't know. But anyway, they're trying to keep Gatorade flowing and water for everybody and shit like that. But anyway, all right. Let's do the vertithermal woofle. Hey, if you're new here, we always bullshit for a minute, then we get to the fun. Let's do a vertithermal woofle, and then I guess we'll get ready to go here. Next screen. Oh, the tire. Yeah, I'll talk about that while we're working on the engine here. That's a pucker butt situation. Is that up? Yeah, all right. There we go. Come on. There you go. Number one. One for ready. You can barely see him. One over here. And one for the cobwebs. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to this one for a moment. I got some coffee. Yeah, cheers to everybody hanging out and suffering through this semi-chaotic engine build. Not all the engine's fault, but alright. I guess that can of sealant they put in the cars, vans instead of spares these days comes in handy. Yeah, we're past that. Let's see, we got that. Bring this over, bring this over. Let's switch over to the other view. Alright. Get centered up here. That there. Move this over just enough so it doesn't fall. Got cameras up. Okay. Before we get to that, so I did get both things of new tubing, which introduces all kinds of more interesting stuff because the radiator fittings are big, the engine fittings are big, but this, which is the fluid reservoir for the radiator, is very small. This is supposed to be in the loop. So this has very small fittings, these have very big fittings. Which I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with the cooling system having a restriction, external restriction built in to help, you know, slow the water down so it can cool off a little better in the radiator. AKA, you know, basically take even a thermostat wide open is, you know, only that fucking, only as big as a quarter. But we'll figure that out. And then I also got, check these guys out. Look at this. Boom! Ain't they purty? So we got some pretty wrenches. I already figured out the 5 is what we'll need for adjusting the valves. And then I got this. And these are just some, like, whatever stuff off of Amazon. I think I showed these the other day, but since they're bought for this, okay, for this day, as it were. So we got a bunch of that, and here's our Torx. The standard and metric Allen keys and a handle that we can break if we have too much torque. So we now have better tools. See how that goes. We know what this is, and this mammer jammer is for gas. Like, this is just gasoline. That's all this does. And basically, it's going to be the feed hose, and then that's just going to stay open for ventilation. The cap is not listed anywhere on anything, but it's a breather cap for something that we don't have. I don't know. So yeah, basically you put gas in this, and they say you should have it up high, because if it's too low, it does need to be kind of gravity fed. So they say you should have it kind of up high. This they recommend having up high as well. A lot of guys just double side tape it to the top of the radiator, which is probably what we'll do. And I'm sure that's just so that the air goes, you know, it does its best to get to the highest part of the coolant system, but we'll do our best to bleed the radiator out anyway. We'll hold it upside down and shit. So yeah, I figured out what those are for. Which is also weird. It has a big and a small fitting. The big fitting being like the quote breather, but whatever. We'll figure it out. That's fine because that's going to be small fitting. The small fitting for the fuel. It's just the coolant is just going to be all over the place. So we'll just have to see what we can do and see what works and what doesn't. Don't you have to take the 10 millimeter out of the kit and throw it away? I thought that was the law because I can never find a 10 millimeter. Yeah. Got 99 wrenches, but a 10.8.1. Yeah. Actually, you know, Amazon sells a 10 millimeter kit that I bought and I use for work, and it fucking, like, it's good tools. It comes with shallow sockets, deep sockets. They're like quarter, 3/8, half-inch drive. It comes with a ratcheting wrench, a regular wrench, a nut driver, I think, like all kinds of shit. It was like $30, and I was like, that's funny as shit. They actually have a 10 millimeter kit, but yeah, you can actually buy full kits of all kinds of 10 millimeter tools. So that was cool. Okay, let us start by, why don't we get these valves adjusted now that we can. So let me down a little bit. Move that, grab this. If a vehicle comes with no spares, I'm gonna knock 20% off. Yeah, really. So yeah, that whole thing, that was just me driving. Of course, I was on like one of the tallest bridges around that's still standing. This big, long, curvy bridge that connects I-95 to 695. I was going over the top of that, and right at the top, I lost my right rear tire. Fucking van gets all squirrely, and in that instant, I'm like, I wonder what it's gonna feel like when I fall fucking 300 feet. But got control of it, got off the bridge, got pulled over, dropped my spare to put the spare on. Fucking spare was flat. So they had to tow me back to the shop. And from there, we took the flat spare tire to a repair shop. They said they couldn't fix the spare, which was still, you know, a tire, not an inside out flower looking whatever the fuck thing that other one became. So then they ended up just towing the whole van up to the shop, and I just got all new tires and an oil change, which I needed an oil change anyway, so that kind of worked. All right, let's see. We can adjust these three. Oh wait. Oh wow, that's just gappy as shit. Jesus. Let's see. That's definitely pushing down these. Okay, so we can do these four right now. They're all off their lube. How far are we from ignition? And how confident are we that the combustion will remain internal? We're probably still 2 weeks away from trying to start it. Kind of depends on the fittings and what I can figure out. And I still got to do we still got to take a day or an evening to get all the electrical shit wired up. Fix the, resolder the alternator, tension the belt, and then get all the electronics soldered up. Where the hell are the feeler gauges? No, those aren't it. Oh, no, they're up there. Okay. See, that's the other feeler gauges. 0.01. Not 0.25 millimeter, not 1 millimeter. 0.1 millimeter. Oily ass. That just feels about 0.1. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, someone with another kit. Where the hell's my breather cap? Yeah, exactly. I'm probably not far from the truth. It will be internal to Maryland. Yeah, at least if it goes catastrophic, it'll be mostly reserved to Baltimore, which is fine. Baltimore, as stated, as I've heard, is one of Baltimore, one of the United States' more popular PvP servers. Hey, oh, and I saw someone saying something about checking a local place. As far as local hobby shops go, like they're all gone. The only one that I see around that's even close is in the city, about 25 minutes in. And sorry, this engine isn't worth being shot over because it's like you got to go through some pretty rough shitholes to get there. So that's why we're waiting, because I couldn't figure out where the hell else to get them. So I don't know. Like I saw Gassy mention McMaster car, but I don't like. Would they have something this small? That's what I'm not sure of. I suppose they might. Exciting process of valve adjustment. So that needs to be straight up and down. Actually, let me put this in the handle. It's going to be a little easier. Master has everything. Saw that lock watcher. Lock watcher sent me an email with some sort of remote controlled forklift project thing that you 3D print the pieces for. And then, yeah, you get like other whatever support equipment. I didn't like read all of it, just the basics. But it looks pretty neat. Is that going to be easier to tighten with the valve on? Let's see. I don't know if that's super tight or not. It needs to be. That's pretty tight. All right. Next. So I'm going to look into that. You do have to purchase the files. It looks like they were like 31 bucks plus, I don't know if there's taxes, whatever other stuff, but like Locke said, maybe we can just have it like running in the background once I get the printer set up. Actually, that's what I need to do. I need two tools. Because finding the spot requires a little more soft touch than that handle can provide. Kind of like lockpicking, you kind of got to feel when this thing hits. I'll fine tune it with that, find the clock position of that screw. Okay, that wants to be about 130. So now I'll switch to these. Get all the loose out of that. Nice. Toit. Okay. A little too toit. This, you just kind of move the feeler gauge around. Like it'll just kind of be free in there, and then suddenly you'll get just a littlest bit of grip. And you barely back it off and call it good. That's about 930. That carburetor's not too much in the way. All right, cool. That's good. Get that one, that one, that one. This one. This one is next. The last hobby shop had dollhouse stuff, trains, and a small corner of RC stuff. Yeah, seems like that's kind of typical for a lot of hobby shops towards the end. They go for the quick gimmicky shit because all the rest of that stuff is expensive. Even just to have in stock, if you know you're going out of business, you may not sell it, so you just got that last gasping breath of attempting a sale. It's about 1 o'clock. Seen that at lots of shops that have closed around here anyway. Oops. Oh yeah, I'm wondering if that's in the way. I just fucking move it, dumbass. Alright, let's see about this one. Alright. Ooh, that one's close. That must be the, I think that's the one I test fit the wrench on. Oh. Right there. 11:30. That's tight, that's tight. That one's still loose. Okay, this one's next. Next. So you might as well just go down the line in order. That'll make it easier to keep track of. What's up, DJ Bones? RC Sextile. Nah, probably not. Probably not. As far as the van goes, it's one of those things. It's like, yeah, I needed the old chains, but damn, not like that. Ooh, fucking nuts coming off of. Where are you at in your cycle? Very in the middle. Good. Simon Griffins. See, Tiny Diesel would have been cool. Could have had a miniature runaway. They have tiny diesels. They are not tiny on the price. I do believe the one I saw was like $3,000 or something. I was like, ain't even worth it at that point. I'd rather take $3,000 and just buy a real engine. Still doing that clicky thing. Really don't know why they didn't give you some kind of a buffer for these valves. For when they're like going up and down, like we saw, they keep getting caught on the stands. It's just weird. I'm hoping that's something that wears itself in. All right. 10 o'clock. Okay. That should be all those adjusted. Okay. Well, we got one side done. Not that much closer to getting the intake on. Let's see here. None of these are about to fall off like the other one. I think that one's about to. Whee! What is the firing order? That is 18436572. Same as a regular small block Chevy. All right. Let's see where you are. Huh? You're in a good spot. Ooh. What's up, Andy? My cousin never worked on. C2S says my cousin never worked on stuff. Is finding the wonderful thing of dissimilar metals while trying to change the timing belt or timing chain on his. Yeah, dissimilar metal corrosion is fun. Or whatever you want to call it. The longer they sit, the more you say shit. Tweet. See where you're at. You're in a good spot. Ooh. Turn. Oh, there you go. On here. All right. About 11:30. All right. Next. Oh, I missed it. Wow, I really missed the top of the hour. Shit, I got to pay a little more attention. I'm gonna take a second here and actually look at chat. Where's my vape? So, cheers, everybody. Let's take a second here. Guessing they can't cut as many corners. Almost literally, because they should have cut all these little corners. Is it just an optical illusion that the alternator looks skew with? It is, yeah, it's not tight. So it's probably sitting a little crooked because it's not tensioned or anything yet, since we still got to pull it off to solder some tiny ass wires on there. The fan, however, only takes 0.09 amps, so that's basically that's negligible. This one, right? Yep, that's tight, that's tight. This one is... We have one brand of floodlight who love to use stainless bolts into aluminum alloy to, quote, prevent corrosion. Yeah. Guess I know we're the people who were that failed shop class and chemistry. Yeah, that's, yeah, I have experience of what happens when people do dumb shit like that. Like when you use a plug in a hardened steel frame. 1130. It's made out of aluminum. Goes through multiple cycles of heat. We don't know why they're getting stuck in there. Come here, I'll show you where else I can get something stuck up. Dumbass. Like I own a special set of files just to fix fucking transmission plug threads in the tank so that we don't have to go, sorry, you need to replace your frame. Because some asshole thought this was a good idea. Point 0.09 at 12 volts there, Frankie. So 0.09 amps at 12 volts. It's a computer fan. It's specifically rated for 12, which I don't need to push this. I mean, well, most shit that's rated for 12 volts does fine at 14 as well. If not, then I'll just replace the fan, but it's not like it's going to be running for hours at a time, so. Right there, 2 o'clock. Ding. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Okay, these are both in compression stroke. Yeah. Another 1130. Actually, that's probably closer to 11. And this one is also ready. Tiny ass wires, yeah. I'll see what I got. Like, I'm not going to use solid core, but I think I got something that'll be flexible enough. If not, I'm sure I can find something. Or I'll just use solid core. It's not like that big a deal, I don't think. Not for the currents that we'll be working at. Okay, you're right. Top of the... Right, now these are good to go. Well, to adjust. That's about 8:30. His car quit in the Mercedes. It's the aluminum grows and doesn't let the steel bolts ever leave. Oh no, like it fucking absolutely falls in love with it. His car quit in a McDonald's drive-thru. He's still not even sure it's that. I have my guess on what it's doing or not doing. Won't start. Has spark and compressor and compression. Tried starting fluid, backfires through carbs. Sounds like timing to me. Could be. Take the oil, or was the oil cap on the valve cover, or is there a breather on a valve cover that you can look down into? See if anything is moving. It's about 10:30. Yeah. These tiny wrenches barely have enough clearance to get in here. Okay. Those are all done. See how many get hung up. See, this one here usually gets hung up. Some other one just got hung up somewhere. I guess they'll just have to wear down. Like if I knew that was going to happen, I would have like just gave them just a littlest bit of a file or sandpaper or whatever. But oh well. All right. Well, in that case, we can go ahead and get the intake on, and then the valve covers, so we can progress with that. Okay, so let's see. Dolan probably jumped a tooth or two. Could have, yeah. Ignition module could have taken a shit. Let me get some coffee here. Oh, God. Sorry. Hope the limiter worked. Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're taking the water pump off, change it anyway. Okay. Let's put this like that. Up there. We can put the feeler gauge away so I don't bend it. We already gapped the spark. Actually, yeah. Before we do that, let's tighten the spark plugs so that the valve covers aren't in the way. Oh, weren't they? Oh, these were like 1/4 inch. That's right, 1/4 inch spark plugs, aka apparently 6.4 millimeter. But we don't have a 6.4 millimeter wrench. We have. Do we have? Oh yeah. I was like, do we have a 1/4 inch? Well, we had all kinds of little fine tuny size wrenches here. So let's see. Actually, like, what's the next size down here? 15/64. Did I just say 64? 15/64 is too small. So let's just give these a little bit of a twist, just enough to crush that washer. Make it snug. Has a bug in your mom. That's a good angle. That's mostly tight, but I'd like to get a little. Just got to be careful while you're twisting these. Don't let the wrench hit the porcelain. Whether it's this or a big spark plug, big car, or whatever. Because you will crack that porcelain. Hopefully I won't demonstrate that because of the weird angles I'm doing this. Because I should have just grabbed a 1/4 inch. Socket, but I didn't think about it. Because the wrenches came in. Woo. But these are working just fine. A little tight, but once get into some of the frickin' places I gotta get into at work, this ain't nothing. This actually works. At least you know the end ones will be perfect. Like this side is less clearance. Okay. What I'll do is I'll try to remember to get a 1/4 inch socket and we'll just double check all these. But for now, at least, they'll be tight. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of compression pushes back now that the cylinders are, quote, sealed. Alright. Let's see. Oh, shit. There's definitely a little bit of compression in there. You can hear the. That's good. We are getting compression. We're good. Ish, at least. Indications show positive results. How's that for a fucking, like, review goddamn thing? Indications show positive results. Look, y'all can use that in one of your reports if you want. 420, yeah, cheers, everybody. Happy 420. No, I got a torque wrench. Boom! What is that? Which one's that? Can't see it. Give a toast. Okay. All right, there, Mr. S. Let me grab the other one. Cheers to kitty cats. A toast to kitties. Oh, and rabbits. Well, you know what? A toast to fluffy things. Fluffy things. Cheers. A screwdriver and a bit holder. Yeah, it's just got to be kind of deep. So it'll end up just being me in a little 1/4 inch socket, and either a handle or just a ratchet, and you just hold the ratchet in the middle when you torque it. Basically, let the weight of the ratchet would be the torque. Because this one, that bottoms out, right? Or this just, did this not have? That's 5.5. Oh, 6.4 is here. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's too far in. That's what the problem was. So you know what? Hold on a sec. Give me 1 second here. I just thought of something. Yeah. I just realized that's the same size as a glow plug. That's probably why this is recessed for a glow plug. But if we have that size on one of these, Little blickies. Let's see. That is 7mm, 5.5, and unlabeled. No, and then that's got a cap it. Like that's not even a blind hole. Nope. None of these fit either. That's weird. You would think one of these would fit. That's just odd to me. Oh well, okay. Yeah, I'll just see if I can find a 1/4-inch socket then. Weird. Alright. Oh yeah, speaking of fluffy things, it was funny, I was running around on my server last night. Just doing some admin-y stuff. I'm running around and a rabbit goes hopping by. I went, oh look, it's a super bunny. Because it even states in the rules, the bunnies have I've multiplied their health by 100 times. And the only reason I give is just they are fluffy. So we're protecting the rabbits on the server. Alright. So those are good enough. We'll touch them up with a socket. That's still weird. I guess maybe glow plugs aren't 1/4-inch. Maybe they are metric. Oh. Alright, anyway. That's good. Those are tight. So let's do the intake manifold, then the valve covers. This needs to plug in here. See, that's plugging into that, fitting there. That's all the way on there. Ooh, I farted a little bit. That's when you know you're pushing strong, when you fart a little bit. Alright, that's on there tight. Wow. Apparently I put the exact length of hose I need on there, and that's pretty good. Okay. Okay. Sorry, Mortal Kombat flashback. Alright, so we got these gaskets here that I remember. Oh, and Jack Attack was nice enough to take a minute to figure out these square things are spacers for the crankshaft's bearing caps. Like, if needed kind of thing. Let me open this up. And close that dumb shit. And zoom in. Let me close this a little bit. Down. I forget which order the gaskets go in. At least they tell us that fucking much. Alright, so the circuit board goes first. And like I said, this is just circuit board material. You can see the little vias and shit in it. Okay, so wrenches. Alright, so they're not saying anything about the sealant on this, so we won't use sealant. Nothing, no mention of sealant on these, and that's one thing they were at least pretty good on. They were pretty good on telling you when you needed it. So, let's see, let's get this on the correct way. Not the completely ass backwards way. There's that one. That goes there. And what bolts? Number 17. Come on down. Wonder if there has been a set of conjoined twins where one dated a black guy or girl And the other twin was a racist. I actually feel like I've heard something similar to that. I don't know. 17. 2.5 by 7. Alright, they are actually there. Nice. I guess we can use our new Allen keys on them too. Where'd they go? Yeah. Comes with a factory knock. Yeah, really. Fuck. Why is everything running lean? What size is that? Is not that size. Ooh, that's a nice fit. Alright. Alright. Oh, yeah, that's a fucking proper fit right there, son. Son? Alright. Oh, they would, woo, wait. Back up. Shit. I wonder if there's any way to get this hose off now. Easily. Like, we gotta get those weird strip gaskets. Damn. Sorry. Going here. There we go. Alright. Those we are going to pretty much have to use the purple stuff. Purple stuff! So where are those? Those were in a bag? Not in that one. Where did those go? That's not great. Did we lose them? Hope they weren't in a bag and I didn't see them and I tossed them or something stupid. I know we had them out. You're in this mess? Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. I married my Jack Attack says, I married my wife for her personality. I didn't realize it came as a variety pack, and some days I'm lucky enough to sample all 6 flavors. Yeah. Relate to that. Where's the purple? Purple stuff! Alright, there, purple stuff. Show me what you got. You're pretty sticky, so don't make me look like an asshole here. Especially around that turn, we're gonna need all the help we can get to hold these in. Oh shit, I gotta turn that. Hold on. I can hear the birds outside, like through my headphones. Like, even, you know, like my headphones are on, but I can still hear them outside my window, and I don't realize, ah, shit. Microphone. You haven't had a chance to, like, go over any music that I may just start playing in the background. But I had a new intro to make. Alright. And I think I am going to put a little bit of stickum on these just to hold them in place for assembly purposes. But just little like dabs, just enough to smoke. No, not those kind of dabs. Yeah, I just put my finger in it. Now it's going to be with me forever. That'll hold them, just kind of help assembly. Obviously, they're fine with just falling apart. Do that. Some of this. There. 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 Yeah, so you probably can't even see what the fuck I'm doing. That's great. Let's move this up here. Wipe this off. Yeah, sorry, I was a little dab on the end there, a little dab in the middle, a little dab on that end, just to hold these together. Let those do their thing, and let's see what we can do with these. See if I can fucking Karate Kid this thing warmed up a little bit. Yeah. And then fall directly on the cold aluminum. Perfect. It does not seem to like the idea of staying in its groove. We're going to kind of hold it there for a few and hope that it changes its mind. I'm giving away my violin. No strings attached. Is Chris, did Chris leave? Oh, well, if you're still listening, good night. That was a little while ago. Oh, Frankie left. Everybody's rolling. Mr. Netabetty, some garlic chalet would work better, I bet. This stuff is wicked sticky. You never know. Alright, it's holding for now. I ain't gonna touch it. Stuff's had a couple moments to cure, so it should be pretty sticky. Trying not to hit the other one. Maybe that Karate Kid shit didn't help because this one is really fighting. There we go. Yeah, here. Down in there. Let's hold that for a little while. At least the sealant isn't extremely toxic, just mildly. Yeah. I pretty much eat this shit every other day anyway, so that's whatever. Oh, good, the other one popped out. So we have a time limit. That's going to make this fun. I don't know why they can do all these other custom ones. They couldn't do a little pre-mold for us. Damn, that one just popped right off again. I don't have to try and just hold it in place and just get it down there. Hopefully before the other one falls off. Please get the fuck on there today. Oh, come on. Don't touch the thing. It's actually staying. Someone's being a dick. And that one just completely fell off because I leaned on it. That's good. Well, I think at this point, so much the shit's come off, it just isn't going to fucking stick. Cool. I spent an extra couple nickels to give us a pre-molded gasket for $2,500 goddamn dollars. We don't know why everything's leaking. Yeah? You want a hint? But you spent all this money to build an engine and then you cheaped out on like the stuff that's just cheap anyway. I have no problem spending a couple dollars more if I know it's going to work correctly the first time. Oh man. Come on, dude. Like, am I gonna have to actually, like, go out and buy some goddamn high-tech just to get this shit to stay? I went to buy some camouflage pants, but I couldn't find any. Yeah, it was so hot yesterday when I was finally done with the day. I went outside, poured gasoline on myself, and set myself on fire so I could cool off. Surprisingly refreshing. Don't ever do that. Feel like if I would have bathed in battery acid, I probably would have felt pretty good at that point. Get in there. Alright, can you hold? Nope, you can't. Alright, well, that's going to have to be done next week. Because these just don't want to stay. And at this point, I can't put super glue on them because they're coated in. Now they got like the film of like lubey, greasy stuff on them. I don't know, super glue might work. Just so that we can move on with our lives. Oh yeah, the tire thing. Yeah, that blew out when I was on a bridge, on a one-lane bridge. Van had to get towed to the shop, and then oh shit, it's probably I gotta wipe all this shit off too, or if that's gonna work. I got towed to the shop, like to our shop. We were just going to replace a tire, but then they said to just go ahead and replace all the tires. So then it got towed from our shop to the tire shop, or like, you know, the tire guy down the road or whatever. And I got it back yesterday. I was driving a spare overnight, which is fine. It had air conditioning. I was like, why are we getting rid of this one? It was like one of the getting ready to go to a wholesaler. I'm like, why are we getting rid of this one? The air conditioner works, but the transmission is not happy. Alright, so that means this has got to come off again. So we'll just leave that off. I just did all that with it on. I just popped it off. Alright, so we'll leave that off because we got to get it some tack. Well, yeah, I guess we can try the super glue. That's right. Yeah. Maybe this back to where you can see something. Let's see. Okay, it's in the track. Or tracks. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to have to end up holding it with my fingers because there's just no way to make it work otherwise. I think it's just too much adhesive residue. It's trying to stick to my fingers, but that's about it. Put that there. There. Come on. Go in there. Just try holding it and see if it will stick, and then I'll re-glue the other side because I've already dipped my hand in it about 100 times. Storms went to the north of south of me last night. Finally cooled down around 9:30. And we didn't get much for rain yesterday. Got a little bit before the show. So let's see if that holds. But besides that, not too bad. And those weren't much. Like it was weird. I'm looking at the lightning map. There's lightning all to the north of us, and one that hit about 500 feet to the north of me, like right up there, like just up the road and across the street, like one block over, kind of thing. Let's just do that right there for now. That's holding. Well, it's coated in glue, so it's like a little rough, but that's okay. I'll put some purple stuff on the block. Seem to go a little easier. Let's hold that in there a little better. Hold that down. Push, push, push. Okay. Let's hold that for a few. What do you call a snowman with a six-pack? An abdominal snowman. Abdominal snowman. Was it another transit? The one going to the... No, that was a Chevy Express van, like a Chevy work van. That had a V8 in it. But the transmission was not the best on the downshift. For the most part, that was the biggest issue. When you downshift it, it got a little weird. Razor blade. Nip these ends off the gaskets. Okay. Purple stuff. Let's put that on the block so that as soon as we set it down, it'll just sort itself out. And in the corners especially. You know that if you've ever worked on a Chevy V8. Purple stuff. Gonna need a little more than that there, bub. Pack it in that corner. Maybe a little more in that corner. And just a pinch more than that one. Oops, I actually took some away. Shit. There we go. Alright. Okay. That. Oh, super glue. Well, the gaskets are holding. Good call with the super glue. Good call. And this goes here. Nope. Go here. Yes, could you line up, please? Thank you. And this one goes this way. This gets crammed back on there without touching the gaskets. All right. Drop that in place, and let's see if we can get some stuff lined up here. Really small Allen keys. Now I got smaller one. All right, let's just go into. Oh, there's that tiny one I was looking for. All right. That's into the block. Where's the other? Is this the same size as these? Yes. So we can grab a smaller one for the other side. Oh man, carburetor is in the way. Crap. Alright, well, that's got to come off, which I believe is this screw here. That's fine, that's a dry gasket, that's not that big a deal. Yeah, these fit like a lot better. It's only 87 in Florida. The fuck? Sheesh. Comair glumus meloido rufus. The bigger the glob, the better the job. Yeah, it kind of works out. Just crammed the camera. All right. Here, let me unzoom this a little bit. All right. So this fitting is in the fuel fittings in the way. Hopefully the O-ring underneath will be all right. Because those are some tiny O-rings in there. good. All right. Put this back into the block. That. I think we're in. Yep. Got one there. Let's get that a little looser. We can get this one. I believe we're there. Yes. Okay. This one. Flux 101, yeah. Just clean it up when you're done. I don't even trust that shit that says it's like safe or, you know, non-corrosive or whatever. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean it up. Thanks, boss. These gaskets came out of whack. Come on, where are you at? Where? There we go. This is feeling like it's going to be interesting to get these to fit together. Because of the different angles and the weird spacers they have. I would have had a negative 100% probability of building this thing, zero prior knowledge, and too much adapting and tweaking. Yeah. Yeah, I don't... This definitely isn't for, like, this is... Yeah, this kind of feels like it's over my head, even, just because of all the issues. It's like, is this supposed to be this bad? Are things supposed to fit this poorly? Might be able to get that in there if I crush it down a little bit more. Christ. Shouldn't need a pry bar to get your intake manifold on, you know what I mean? Oh, no. Damn, I thought I had it. Did we? Oh, shit. Yeah, that's interesting. Alright, so yeah, you kind of just need a pry bar to get these, but hopefully if I work my way down the middle, I can just slowly get it going. $61 where jack attack is. Ain't nothing the fuck wrong with that. Cooled off after it rained. I don't know if it's still... Alexa, temperature.
Right now, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's getting hot
Tonight,
again.
expect a low of 76 degrees.
Like right after it rained, it was like 81. And now it's back up to 86, which is, what's that? 30 Celsius. Oh, this one's going to be a little bit of a bugger, isn't it? Come on, baby. I think we got it. Okay. Thought that was going to be a lot worse after I figured out that it wasn't fitting quite right, but you just had to crush the shit out of the gaskets to make it work, which is fine. Click. Click. Oop. False click. Click. Like, I do have a little torque wrench like that I bought, but I didn't realize it starts at 2 nanometers. Or Newton meters? Yeah, Newton meters. Which is a little high even for this little guy. So we're just gonna see how she goes. I'll go through these and retorque them again. Click. A little more. Oh, top of the hour, too. Cheers, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. I haven't seen Norman today on Twitch. Did I forget to torque this one or something? It's my stretch guy. Hopefully he's alright. What's up, Leave Me Alone? There we go. A little more out of that. 2 Newton, or whatever the tiny measurement is. Whatever. I don't know. Yeah, gaskets like these, I like to go around a couple times and let them compress a little bit, and then go back. Looks like we did achieve a good seal at the corners, though. So hopefully we won't leak there. Get another. I'm gonna get one off of this one. One more time. One more time. That feels good. Ugh. Good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll call that good. So let's get that carburetor back on. Where'd the carburetor gasket go? Now it's stuck to my hand. Yeah, perfect. At least it didn't get lost. Another gasket. Here's the torque spacer. Another paper gasket. Okay, everybody line up. Come on, we've all done this before. No. You know that's not where you go. Come on. There we go. Need some team players on this one. Norman is my brother's name. It's you know, like Norman Normal or Normal Norman, something like that. It's kind of a play on words. I think that's what he's kind of going for with it. But yeah, he usually does the he's the stretch guy. It's my stretcher. Stormin' Norman. Yeah, I was alive when that shit was around. 2mm bolt made of stainless steel is about half a Newton meter. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize. It's one of those things when you go looking for something and you start looking at this, you see that, you see this, and then like you kind of forget the whole fact that yes, you need a small torque wrench, but you need a really small torque wrench for something under that. And then I just ended up getting that one instead. But that's fine. I put enough engines together to have an idea where all this stuff should be torqued. Not being cocky about it, it's just a confidence thing from experience. And yes, obviously I haven't done a tiny engine before, but I know how that goes. Not yet there, Mr. S. Not yet. That there. Oh, the fitting. That's what I heard rattling around. Where'd that go? Right there. And that's over here. There it is. That we need to be, we'll have that facing forward. Actually, yeah, if we do that and we can just run it that way to the fuel tank, that'll be fine. And could we run? Oh, and you know what? I'm not going to tighten this fitting until we get the hose on there, because that'll make the hose freaking impossible. But I might be able to run the fuel hose backwards. Let me see. I'll run that this way. Doesn't mess with the linkage. That's not there. That's the throttle. That would be able to come. Yeah, and then that could come right to there. Yeah, I'll do that instead. Alright. Okay. So that's there. We'll have that pointing backwards. This is going to come out and around. Yeah, that we'll just have coming out. Oof, oof. Or actually, can we, dang, that toit. What if we turn this? No, that's not going to work. That does have to come forward. That's just going to be a little extra long since we're, quote, putting the engine on backwards. I don't know why you want to hide your pulley systems, but... You hear that? Did you hear that? What's up, Chris? Yeah, that's planes throttling down over my house before they land at BWI. Sam online. I don't know if I said hi to you yet or not, but hi, just in case. Oh, ow, fuck. Ooh. All right. So we got a broken fitting. We got tight spark plugs. We got the intake on. That's right. Yeah, we did actually get that done. So we can put the valve covers on. I do not believe they came with gaskets. Yeah, they didn't. I would have seen them by now. I'm pretty sure they specify gooing them, which is fine. Sure we put them on the right way. Okay, where are you? You are there. Let's move this here for now. Let's grab the goo tray. Or the goo blob, whatever. Okay. Let me verify that. so I'm not an asshole. Well, more of an asshole here. Apply silicone sealant to the bottom. Send the sealant in different directions. Refer to the instruction diagram so that you don't install words upside down. I've seen people do that on real engines. It's like, are you even fucking paying attention? They're like, what are you talking about? Oh, like, yeah, your valve covers are on up. I shouldn't have to stand on my head for it to say Chevrolet. Yeah, come on. Yeah, come on. Do. Yeah, we'll have to clean these off a little bit after they clamp everything down because it's going to ooze out all over the place. It's a very skinny surface, so it's already like, hanging over the edge, I guess you'd say. That just means it's going to be a good, nice mess when it finally clamps down. That's fine. That's pretty normal. Usually got to do that on regular valve covers if you care to. Doesn't really affect the performance, but I've always looked at it as the less exposed, the less likely for something to accidentally drip on it and then get to the important spots. So I try to wipe extra silicone off of squished surfaces in more harsh environments, or, well, pretty much any time. You don't really need a bunch of extra shit on there. I'll look up a chat here in a second. Get through this blob. Whew. Wait, if you run the fuel hose backwards, does that mean the engine makes more fuel? Yeah, if you run it backwards, what you do is you tee into it and do a loop, and then it'll infinitely feed itself with fuel. It's a neat little loop back system. I use it on my Suburban. Works great. Haven't had to put gas in it in like 2 years. Oh wait, I didn't drive it for 2 years. No, obviously that doesn't work. Alright, let's get this one on the correct way. Let's move the purple stuff, because that shit gets everywhere. Grab this. And I didn't see what number. Number 1. Number 1. I see them. And that looks like it's probably this size. Yep. Okay. Sit, Ubu, sit. Let's find the hole. It's been a little while. Once you find the hole, you screw the hole, of course. Okay. One most of the way in. Two. The excitement is building. Oh my word. Where's the tweezers? Come here, tweezers. Like the name of some redneck's dog. Come on, tweezers. Ooh, ooh. She's a good one. Giggity giggity goo. Held message back for using channel blocked turns. Allow. Oh, good. That means we just automod just blocked a spammer. Yeah. Did that actually like say it in chat? Oh yeah, it shows me what it blocked. Oh wait, did that actually come up on the screen? Did you see that on the screen? I guess probably. Yeah, I guess you did. The auto mod thing that was a couple minutes ago. I just noticed that. Tweezers is a good name for a hunting dog. Oh hell yeah. Why is he called Tweezers? Because he's only got too skinny. He's too skinny legs. These you don't do too tight. Because then you risk warping the machine to flat surface. Since this has no gaskets. And as far as the extra silicone, it's not too bad. Do I have, where's my, I thought I had a whole thing of Q-tips in here. I think Jack Attack stole all the Q-tips. I think he has a thing for them. Seriously? I may have actually used all the Q-tips that I had in here. I thought I had the whole box. See, look, he's laughing, but he ain't denying shit. You see that, right? Just saying. Just saying. I guess we're gonna... Actually, that's working fine, too. Yeah. Yeah. Also the top. Yeah, it's working. Side here. Like I'm cleaning up after work. Had to take apart a aux pump, like take the aux pump for on a reach truck, so it does all the functions, like when the forks reach out and do their thing. For some reason, it was just free spinning. Took it apart, everything was there. The little gear that like joins them together, the little coupler was there. It was fine. Put it back together, and it turns out one of the check valves was bound up. Oh yeah, it's clean. That's good. There's something there. What's that? Okay, that looks good. Oop. Let's get our screws out ahead of time. The less fumbling I gotta do reaching over the engine, better. That way I don't have to worry about touching gooey stuff. Okay, back to this exciting part. Time is it? Alright. Gotta be out of here by definitely the usual 7. That's something to do. Ooh, that's a bit much. That's what she said. And make sure you get it, when you're doing these, make sure you get it all the way around that little bolt hole. Because it needs to seal all the way around. Because if you only seal like the outer edge and you don't seal the little inner hump thing, it'll leak. It could potentially, let's say, leak oil through the, like right out the top of the bolts. It's going to look like the bolt heads are leaking. but it's the stuff leaking up them. Actually, we kind of talked about that on, was it 2 of the timing cover bolts were open to the back, I believe into the cooling system. So we had to put thread sealing in. Which that's also normal to have holes like that that get drilled into passages in an engine because there's holes all over, the holes and tunnels and passageways and all kinds of shit on the outside of an engine. Like outside of the cylinders, you know. Mostly just a big ass coolant gallery, but or galley or whatever fucking call it. Big spot for water. We'll call it that. I haven't noticed or really, quote, heard anything from Base Guy, so I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Get out of the way. Up there. Whew. Engine looks like a work of art. Hopefully it runs like one, says Josh. Yeah, that is the hope. It does look nice, I'll give it that much. Oh, 420. Happy 420, everybody. Appreciate you hanging out. I'll revisit that again in a second. I could use a top up. Threads on that one were weird at first, but they seem okay now. Why do melons have weddings? They cantaloupe. Gallery is the... Okay, it was gallery. Galley, that's like a food thing, isn't it? Galley, food galley? Is that what I'm thinking of? What the fuck is galley? Or is that just me being a fucking moron and making up shit? Yeah, not all engines in oil. Like, I'm not a Ford fan. Yeah, obviously with the Chevy bow tie tattooed over my chest. The kitchen on it. Okay, it is the... Okay, so I'm... okay, alright. Thought it was something food. Thank you, Chris. And everybody. The fuck was I getting rid of that? Food gallery. Fucking... Oh, oil. Yeah, not much of a Ford fan, but I will say that the old Ford pickup 300 straight sixes, they pretty much only had oil and antifreeze for looks. I think just because they were expected to, because they really didn't need them. Those were literal tank engines. Not a fan of Ford, but I understand when I see a good product. At least that engine was. A ship's kitchen or historic type of ship. Lottos were junk, but you can do a lot of neat things with them. Yeah, I used to watch Garage 54, but I haven't really watched it in a while. What is that? Piece of something. Okay. Those are on. That's on. That's on. Those are adjusted. Those are tight. Where's the book? Where did I put that? We did have a list of shit. Oh yeah, speaking of which, check this out, since you're here. So just to give you an idea how old this book is, my little note thing, I started looking at it, and I found a fucking build sheet. Remember that 6800 Ultra I showed you? When I built a computer specifically for Doom 3? Like, you know, a long time ago? Like 2000 something? I found the build sheet for it here. The DFI NF4 Ultra motherboard, AMD FX55 chip, the 6800 Ultra video card, which at that time was still 600 bucks. What did I get? I think I had 32 gigs of RAM in that, maybe? No, not that time. That would have been 16, but oh, that's the breather for the oil. But yeah, I found that and I went, holy shit. Found all kinds of weird old stuff in there. What's up, Lori? Sam Online had a Maverick with a 200 straight 6. 200s are pretty good too. Anything that's a straight engine is usually pretty good. My Ford Transit Connect ran on dregs for months, no oil in the dipstick. Yeah. Oh, flat is anti-war? Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I mean, that's not why I stopped watching. I just I don't know. But I'll keep them on my radar then, again. Yeah, speaking of anti-war, I'm gonna have to check the ban list and get make sure Rasher's not still on it. I understand there was, you know, a situation Saturday, but we'll get him back in there. My car is a 289 Windsor. Engine says Mr. S. That's an old engine. Come on. Oh. Can't remember Rasher's name on Twitch. It was, I think it was YouTube. I don't know if it was a temporary or what, because I didn't. That wasn't me that issued it. I just said to go ahead and issue it because I got a little out of hand. Well, a little more than usual, anyway. Let's keep this top side clean. Yeah, I mean, if this thing doesn't run it, the least we can do is make it look good. Make it look fast. Alright. Okay. We got that, we got that, we got that. Wait, where's the list? It's getting close. We're still missing the broken fitting. We still got some stuff to do, but we're getting there. Where's the list? Our list at? There's the revved up list. Brown, BRB. There we go. Alright. Adjust the valves. Install the intake. All the voltage stuff, that's going to be a minute. Sort out the cooling loop, waiting for that shit. Hook up the distributor, we're going to do that with the electrical stuff. Spark plug wires. Might be able to do, we're not going to get them done if we start them now. That's going to take more than a half hour. Install starter with wires. Okay, that we got to wait for electrical day. Got the valve covers and wire up the alternator. So that's electrical day, electrical day, electrical day, and electrical day. So like, yeah, we're gonna have a whole day of just getting the electronics hooked up. So that's all electrical. The wires, we'll start on the wires next time. Hopefully the coolant loop stuff will freaking be here. Tighten the spark plugs. We're still going to tighten those up. Sort out battery. Square things. Jack attack took care of the square things. Fuel tank mounting. We're just going to like double side tape that or just attach it or something here. Alright, let's see. Oh, so here's how it looks in this direction now that it has all its stuff. Get the 3/4 view going. Bam! That chat's in the way. Here we go. Ooh. Yeah. Looks damn good. I mean, I'll give it that. It does look good. Let's hope it matches the, Ooh. Oh, yeah. Let's hope its performance matches the looks and not the instructions. Oh, I didn't write oil filter on there. Because I gotta figure out oil filter material, which is probably end up going to be some sort of synthetic fiber filter stuff or something. Just cram in there. I have to find some like high temperature open cell foam or something. Maybe a tiny little magnet in there too. I got some little magnets, so I'll put a magnet in it too. That way, whatever the filter doesn't capture, and that way it's not in the oil pan. Like most time you put it in the oil pan, but I'm rather put it in the oil filter because that way if I take the oil filter off, I can clean the fucking magnet. Did the bed plate come with the kit? Nah, that is part of an accessory kit. I can't remember if this is the... I don't think this came... I think I bought this one. I don't think Gassy got this. I can't remember, but I think this is... I got this with the engine, and Gassy got me a bunch of the other accessories. I can't remember, but I forget if I got this or he did. But it's part of the accessory. Like the engine itself only comes with the engine. It doesn't even come with the alternator. Okay. Mounts. Yeah, at this point we can go ahead and tighten up the engine mounts. Like these mounts, not these. Well, actually we can tighten that up too. We're not moving this around anymore. So we can... What did I work out for doing that? Oh, that, and a nut and bolt. That's right. Because that one will take a thread, and then we can stick a nut in. Yeah, alright. Okay. Actually, why don't we do that first? That'll make this a little easier. And for that, I just ended up using 4mm bolts out of my kit. I don't want to roll that engine over. Let's see, like freely. That's 3. No, it's a 4mm. I'm pretty sure 4mm or 3mm, 4mm long. One more of those. Cram that back in there. Let's see here. Yeah, there should be a threaded hole right there. Pretty sure that's a threaded hole. Kind of feels like a threaded hole. Just gotta get an Allen key on it, I believe. I can push down a little bit more. I thought we already had bolts or screws in this. It's definitely this size. Fill via rubber plug sump. Yeah, there's a plug in there somewhere. Most people seem to use a like a little syringe thing for it, which that's weird. I believe. Why is that just not wanting to? I believe I have a syringe kit, like a cooking oil syringe kit thing. Maybe this isn't threaded, because it does not really want to go in there. Can I set this down? Yeah, it's away from delicate stuff. I have to kind of really drift off the edge here. I can get that as loose as possible to see if this is going to thread in or if we're going to have to nut and bolt it. Okay, that's not a 3mm, is it? It doesn't seem like it should be. Like the head doesn't even match. I think that's probably just going to fall right through. Let's see here, the purple stuff. Purple stuff! Yeah, okay, so that's either not threaded or it's just not wanting to work out for us, so we'll nut and bolt that with this 3mm. That means I need to get a little nut and the washer for it somewhere. There's a nut. Where's my tweezers? Actually, we're going to double nut it. Washer. Get 2 washers here. 1, 2. Okay. Close that, because if I don't, I'll spill it. That back, because if I don't, I'll lose it. Alright, let's see if we can get this little guy, in here. This will be easier with a gravity assist. And this is that. Ooh, that's going to be tight to that oil pan. Let's see if I can even get that. If not, there's another spot I can do a nut and bolt. Nah, that bolt's not going to clear that. What if I... How's the nut going? Woodward? How would the nut be right there? Because the threads will clear. No, actually, that's not going to work. All right, so we'll use the front set then, which are... See, let's put a washer on there first. How's it mounted in? Just hard mounts? Yeah, it's going to shake the shit out of everything. I mean, it's got rubber feeties on the table, on the stand thing, but... Oh, actually, if we're going there, I can use 4mm. A little stronger than this stuff. I'll just put this back into the miscellaneous pile. Add 2 of these. It's 4x10s. It's okay to have a little extra out the bottom. Let's see. Since these are bigger, we'll double nut it again. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Washer. She's filthy. 4 washers. Now that we're doing 2. Because I was either going to do 1, because 2 of them are threaded into the base. I was either going to do 3 threaded into the base, or 2 mounted through the base, like with, just through bolts, nut and bolts and stuff. Now, is there a specific coolant it needs? Apparently, it's just regular car coolant. I'll verify. But from what I've seen, it's just regular ass, just car coolant. So I'll just grab some shit from the garage. And I have from when I went camping, and I took my Coleman lantern, which I remember is actually in here. I was wondering where the hell I left it. The 32-ounce bottle they send you to refill it. I didn't realize that. Oh, hold on. the base of it only holds about 31 ounces. So I overfilled it a little bit, but the can is empty. And I never got around to throwing the can away. It's been sitting on the back patio table where I was working on it. So I'm going to use that to go get about 32 ounces of 93 octane when it's time. So at least I have a fuel container already. Let's see if I can make this work. Oh, this is going to be a... That's not going to work like that because I have no way to get the thing to the head. So I'm going to have to flip this so I can use a nut up top. I can reach it with the wrench. That's fine. You can't really see it anyway. Let's do. How can I set this on that's not a radiator? Butter. Yeah, it's like down there. Now I gotta get a nut there. Okay, that's... And a washer. Yeah, this is fun. Let the fun begin! This is probably going to be easier if I do it like this. Because then I can hold the screw up with an Allen key on it, so I can spin the screw while I hold everything else with tweezers. From the back of the tweezers. Washer. Alright, that one's on loosely. And actually there's not enough for a double nut, so that'll be fine. Single nut it is. Just like Rex from high school. Oh, shit. Ooh. Also, let's see. V8s run more slowly, so they shouldn't shake as much. Yeah, it's a balanced engine. The stroke's pretty balanced. There we go. All right. 2 on there. I already know we're just going to want this all the way forward. So we'll slide it forward on the sliders. Put this back. Oh, now we're way too zoomed in. Let's put the box. I just got this box behind it. That'll kind of hold it up. Slide it all the way forward. Yep, those are locked in there. All the way forward. We'll tighten the 2 base screws and then we'll do the through nuts. There. That one there. Snug that up. Take the time with these. Don't want to over torque these because you're threading into aluminum with steel screws. So you know what's going to happen there. Okay. Now what size shiny wrench do we need here? Guessing that might be a 6. Might be a 5.5. Might be your mom. I don't know. Ain't a 6. It is a 7 now. It is a 7. Ooh, where you going, buddy? Get up here. Little bastard. that snug. Let's get this buddy up here. Snug. Let's go ahead and tighten. Nice. Yeah, these you can put some torque on because it's just two pieces of steel squeezing aluminum. Not that you need to go, you know, too tight, but you know, pretty tight. If you can you see, yeah, you can kind of see them in there a little bit. If it would focus, but yeah, they're in there. Those are tight. Get these base ones tight. All right, those would be the ones that are in aluminum. Okay, so that's good. We can't do anything with that one. I wish we could. Let's see something here. How easy is that to reach with the correct wrench, even? It's not horrible. It's just one of those things I'm looking like, man, I really wouldn't mind having using that last hole to support it, but let me see how difficult these screws are to get out. If I can just loosen this engine on the mount, it may give me just enough clearance to get a tiny screw in there. That's what I'm gonna do. That's the feeties. Make sure it's not going to rest on the spark plugs. Yo, chat's here. Hey guys. Shouldn't shake bad like a 4-cylinder. V8s are pretty even firing. Yeah, they're usually pretty alright. Let me move the razor blade. Where's the purple stuff? I don't want that getting everywhere. Especially because I don't know where the purple stuff lid is. There we go. Alright. Cool. Is this the Allen key I'm looking for? No. Is this the Allen key? Definitely not. Nope. Where's the bit adapter? This one might be. That's too big. Here we go again. We gotta find the in between. There it is. The old in between bits here. Let's see. What time is it? Hold that. Let's get to this one. Kinda. I can't remember. Were these a pain in the ass to get in? Okay. Came out easy enough, but you know how that goes. Everything comes apart easy. Finish that. Start the other screw. Alright. And oh yeah, that's right. It's got those spacers in there. I gotta have to line that up again. And that's, yeah, I'm gonna try to lift this engine off the block here. That'll be like what we finish on. Still baffles me why they didn't make the engine mounts in the block the same plane of existence, forcing you to use oddly bent engine mount brackets or fucking spacers. Like, come on, man. Like, and there's no reason. Like, it's not like it's blocking anything. Like, they stick out from the block, so there's no reason why they couldn't have been. This is going to be a little bit of pain in the ass, not much. But it's like, there's no reason they couldn't have just been put the same level. Like, there's no reason at all. It's just weird. Yeah, I think I can get this in there now. There's not room for 6 bolts, but there's room for 5. So if I can do that, oh, this is gonna have to come up, isn't it? Yeah. Well, let's see. Up there. I might be able to get that to tighten up. Let's see. I don't want it to hit the spark plugs, so make sure the weight is on the valve cover. Grab this washer. Nuts. Put that back. Punch the microphone just to make sure everybody's awake. Nah, that's not why I do that. I do that because I will never get used to the microphone being in the way. Like, my face usually knows where the microphone is, it's just the rest of me doesn't care. Okay, one of these little guys fit that by chance? Oh yeah. Oh good, I didn't even have to get the Allen key to it. Nice. Tweet! Alright, now let's try to get these freaking mounts back in. That's going to be the interesting one. Let's have to kind of float this, I think. Ooh. 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 Made it. Ooh. We have successful entry into the hole. I had to Twitch firing order. What? It's a beast of an engine, though. Yeah, hopefully. Twitch was playing up, so we got a force close and a cache clear. Oh, that's nice. Now we gotta get this in the spacer. Let's see how I can do that. Probably going to involve tweezers. Okay, let's get the screw into the hole first. Okay. Let's get the screwing thing onto the screw so that we can finger the screw. Let's drop said thing 100 times. You know what? Let's skip that for now. I don't want to use a file against the block. There we go. Oh, good. Let's drop that. Betting 1,000 here. Oh, yay! I don't know where I'm going. Okay, so I gotta hold this one like that. I gotta hold this one like that. And fail. Let me try holding this the other way. Come on. Come on, Betsy. Oh, shit, that's not gonna work. Maybe that. I think I missed. Yep. I think I missed. Totally. Yes, if need be, I will eat it and assemble it in my tummy. What the fuck? Come on, man. Is it really that hard? Well, a lot easier with the header not in the way, but okay. Like there's got to be a better way to hold this. Like a better angle. Missed. Now that's fucked up. Why does that keep picking itself up? I really can't hold it any tighter. This sucks. Time is it shit. Yeah, we're really tight on time here. Where'd this stupid thing go? There way I can do this top side. Probably could. Still, it's just getting a screw to it. Come on, dude. Holy shit. Backwards ass pose am I gonna have to do to get this in there? Thought it was there. We may have to visit this next week because of things. Let me try one more thing here. Seriously, man, come on. Grip it. Got one side in. Alright, where's twisty bits? There it is. Yeah, we'll get the other side of this next week. So, that's in there. Alright, cool. Alright, we'll finish the other side. Well, actually, I'll just do it like later tonight. That's only gonna take a minute, just so I don't lose the screw. But that's where we're at now. It's nice and tight on there now, too. I was always amazed at the simplicity yet complexity of the rotary engine. Yeah. One of my professors in college raced naturally aspirated RX-7 FDs, or naturally aspirated or North American. I guess that kind of varies. All right, cool. So that's where we're at. I got to get moving here. So let's go this way. So hopefully next week, everything will be here. We can get the cooling loop. We can get everything mounted. I'll have a 1/4-inch socket to double check the spark plugs. Next week will hopefully be most of the finish work. And then we'll probably have to do another day of just getting all the electrical shit hooked up. Which means I forgot to try and sort out a battery. Because I may have a, actually, no, I have 12-volt battery packs for lithium ion. And I think I have a 12-volt charge controller. I'll have to look. Maybe I'll order like a little, I think I have a 20 amp 12-volt charge controller downstairs. I'll have to take a look. If not, then maybe I'll just order one. Where's the mouse? Because that would be fine. That would just make things easier because I have 12-volt packs, just like, like you put like double A's and shit in. I got 12-volt version of those. And what I do is for the, since it's going to be a couple amps, I'll cut off the like 28 gauge fucking wire comes in. I'll just hard solder whatever size wire we use. Will probably be like 18, 16, something soft, or fucking solid core. Don't matter. But yeah, I'll check into that. That'll probably be easier. And I'm pretty sure, actually, no, it'll be in the rack downstairs if I have the 12-volt one. All right. Well, either way, top of the hour. Last one there. Thanks for everybody hanging out for this long. Cheers to y'all and everybody here. I wonder if there's been a set of oh yeah, it was a while ago. Jesus 12. Best viewers on blah blah blah.com. Yeah, it's a good time. It's nice to make progress. Like, I know it's not a huge amount of visual progress-ish. Well, actually, I mean, kind of is. We got the valve covers on. Intake's hard mounted on. Everything's going to be sealed and set. Hopefully, we won't have to dick with it. I'll check. Where is it? Oh, it's with my camping stuff. I'll check the camping kit stuff because I bought little bottles for like taking oil. Like if I want to take some oil, I got a little bottle. But I feel like it may have come with a syringe kit, which I know we need for fluids and stuff on this. Might be ow. If I get a half decent syringe, we can do a small pressure test on the cooling system too. Just using the pressure of the syringe. Like, I know it's not regulated, but we can give a little push and see what happens. Yeah. Maybe even, I wonder how we could, I mean, I could just sit there and kind of hold pressure on it for a little while. I think that would work. What's up, Matambale? Frogs? Oh, oh, wait, what? Wait a minute. Why didn't I hear a noise? Where's the noise? Oh, because desktop's turned down, you dumb shit. But the stream, oh, why is stream elements turned down? What the fuck? Hold on. Why is that turned down? Stream elements should always be on. Why was that muted? I haven't heard any of the bing bongs. Have I missed any bing bongs? Okay, I got the toast. Ed gifted 10 memberships. Appreciate that, Mr. Zen. Sorry I didn't hear the bing bong or see the alert. Like, I noticed a lot of, like, when you do the quote raid on YouTube, it doesn't put up, like, I don't see, like, the banner anymore pop up when I do raids or have been involved in one. So I don't know if that's broken, but appreciate that there, Zen. Sorry I missed it. Calibrated thumb. Yes, very calibrated thumb. I have, calibrated elbows, got the built-in torque wrench, pressure gauge, that kind of thing. But I feel like I can gauge, I don't know, 5-10 psi. Like, I can give it a little push. I'm not going to, because I'm not going to purposely blow the lines, we'll say that. But I bought the something GC. Oh, you bought the spectral analyzer for radioactivity stuff there. Boink. Good deal. Is that different from that one? Let's see. Okay. But I gotta go. So I'll see everybody tomorrow for elbow macaroni and tomato sauce. In an hour from now. So in about 23 hours, as a matter of fact. I can gauge water temp within a couple degrees. Proud of this. That's good. It's good to be able to do that. You gotta work that shit out. Boink needs something to measure. All right, everybody. Zoop. Get measuring. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Grab a quick bite. Deal with something. Go do stuff and go from there. So, from filling fish tanks. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'll talk to everybody tomorrow again. Be groovy to each other, and I will see you tomorrow or Saturday. So, thanks again, and I am out of here in 5, 4, 3,